was your point of entry on this one, or kind of like the first scene that clicked
in
your pass at the script?
You know, I don't know if I remember that.
Oh.
I do know that I sat down and started thinking of ideas, and they just kept coming and coming. I think it was, I think probably the Hawkeye story was the first thing that I was like, oh yeah. And, you know, there's always gags and bits, but it evolves so much that at some point I just cannot remember where I am.
That makes sense. That's all right. You get lost in a wonderful way. I've heard that you wrote a lovely sort of letter to the actors with a draft of the script, sort of in the tone of Ultron, perhaps, or if that's what at least that's what Mr. Johnson and Ms. Olsen said.
You know, they still talk about that, correct? Because I completely forgot. I just wrote a little cover letter explaining how things were going to go and blah blah. But it was all very silly, and as I tend to be, I guess it was their first encounter with how idiotic I am, and so they remember it.
Not idiotic, delightful.
That's what I meant. Delightful, suave, urbane.
Yes, there were riddles I heard. That's amazing. Is there, I mean, without in like Fantasyland, if you didn't have to think about like sleep, time commitment, or whatever, is there one Marvel property you would love to take on after enough vacation and?
If I had the energy,
yes.
It would be the Avengers. But, you know, everybody wants to write Spidey. You know, there's, you know, none of their upcoming movies I don't want to make. I mean, that's the joy of the thing. It's probably why I'm good for the team movies, because I get to make a little bit of everybody's movie.
Yes.
However, I would like to make a movie about just one person.
Yes.
I mean, like, just one person in the whole movie.
One
like,
person,
maybe,
like, in a room?
Maybe to build a fire. I could make that.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
You
could stage that in an interesting way. The pithy banter would be on point. I know it would.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
Just a guy.
You're right.
Some snow, a dog. Might cut the dog. I don't know. I'm tired.
Well, you mentioned everyone wants to write Spidey, but a friend of yours is writing Spidey, so you could probably, like, take part in it if you want.
Be having dinner with him tonight.
Oh, yay!
Because that's what we like to do.
That's fun. I mean, can you guys wrap your heads around the fact that you're in this very large sandbox playing now? Or is it still
You know,
surreal?
sometimes the enormity hits you, and sometimes it's terrifying, and sometimes it's absolutely delightful. Yeah. I feel very privileged. Sometimes the sandbox is so big it resembles the Sahara, and you want water. But you know, looking back, well, which one day I'll be able to, it's, you know, I mean, I got everything. I got to do everything, and I got to do it in the service of my own weird, idiosyncratic ideas about what a movie is and what people are like, and that's kind of an extraordinary privilege.
Yes. Yes. I hope you get enough time off so you can do whatever you want and keep making what is next on your slate.
No idea.
Nothing. It's blank. Yay.
Blank. I haven't had a blank slate in 25 years. It's pretty exciting.
Gotcha. In my random land last, real quickly, what would like a Joss Whedon written, directed, female-led action movie be like?
Boss. Don't think it hasn't crossed my mind.